Okay, lastly we have b. So this one's tricky because if we take a look at the original function, okay, look at the curve. Now it's all the way over here. So if the curve has changed direction, what kind of transformation do you think we've had?
Reverse. Or
Reflection.
Reflection, good. Okay, so I reflect this across the y-axis. My curve is now facing this way.
Oh no.
Is it just one
Upside
reflection?
down. No.
It's like a flip and a flip.
Yeah, it was reflected in the y-axis and it was reflected again in the x-axis. Okay, just by looking at it, you can see that. But to help you guys out, what we're going to do is a bit of point mapping. Because if you look at a graph and you can't tell what's happened to it, and you weren't even given what the actual function was, it's just telling you this was some function, figure it out, you have to know how to do that. So what we're going to do is point map. And we're going to see if we can figure out a pattern. And from that pattern, we'll be able to tell what the transformations are. Okay, so why don't we take the vertex of where that curve is, and we'll look at the point. It starts at, what is that, 0, 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so 0, 3. Where is it now?
Just
It's at 0, negative 6. Okay, let's look at another point. How about this one? So it started at 1, negative 2. Okay, 1, negative 2. Now where is it? It's up here.
1, 4,
Negative 1, positive 4. Okay, we could look at a few other points, but maybe we'll just talk about these ones. Okay, the x-coordinate, 0 to 0. Has anything changed in that one? No. But how about this one? 1 to negative 1.
yeah. Negative.
Yeah, it's changed sign. If you multiplied 0 times a negative, would it change 0? No. Okay, if you wanted to take another point to just verify that, you could. But so far we've realized that going from x, y, our x has changed sign. Maybe I'll write that under here. Okay, going from x, y, our x has changed sign. Okay, what about from our y value? Okay, we're at 3, now we're at negative 6. At this point we're at negative 2, now we're at positive 4. Has the sign changed?
Yes.
Okay, the y value has changed sign, and that makes sense. We talked about how there's a reflection in the x-axis. Okay, and what are we multiplying by? 2. Okay, so our point mapping goes from an original point, and then we're multiplying the x times a negative, and we're multiplying the y coordinate by negative 2y. So from that, we can conclude if x is changing signs, there's a reflection in the y-axis. Okay, if y is changing sign, what can we conclude? Also a reflection in the x-axis. Okay, so there's a reflection in the y-axis and x-axis. And is there a stretch on y? Okay, yep, so there's a vertical stretch by a factor of 2. So we have 2 reflections and a vertical stretch by a factor of 2. So if we started with y equals f of x, what would be the graph of the image? What's the equation of the image of this function?
Maybe 1/2 negative.
Vertical stretch of 2,
So negative.
Negative 2.
negative 2, f of negative x.
Oh, just kidding. Right.
Okay, now we're done.